Hi everyone, my name is Mihal. I'm one of the product managers of the marketing email tool at HubSpot. I'm assuming we have a few marketing email users here in the room. And what I'm here today to showcase is AI-powered email. So this year we took the time to take a step back and to think about what does marketing email actually look like in 2025 and in the AI era. And so I want to walk you through the problem space that we were hoping to solve for and a live demo of some of the functionality that we launched at Inbound this year, all of which is now available in beta for your portals. So I'll jump in, a quick agenda, just a quick background from myself. I'll then be jumping into a live demo and I'll save some time at the end for any questions if folks have them. So as I was saying, I speak with email marketers on the weekly, more like on the daily, actually. And they're struggling in 2025. We found that they're very much stuck in execution mode instead of focusing in on strategic growth. And I think when you kind of listen and learn about their day-to-day, they're kind of stuck in four main tasks in terms of their email marketing. The first is time-consuming creation. It takes a lot to copyright and template design and make sure the email actually looks great in terms of design, rendering capabilities, etc. The second is personalization, and effective personalization at that. The third is optimizing. How can I make sure that this email is primed for the best possible open rate and click-through rate that it can get? And last is analysis. How can I actually learn from these last few email sends to empower my future email sends? And they're also facing this with inboxes that are saturated more than ever before, and everyone is facing declining engagement rates, making it even harder to execute well. And so this year we launched AI-powered email, our relaunch of the marketing email tool. It is HubSpot's intelligent email engine that uses your unified CRM data to create, personalize, and optimize every campaign, driving higher engagement and conversions and cutting time from creation to send by 25%. And so if we focus in on those four core areas that marketing emails are struggling with, email creation for the first one. The old way was spending, on average, about 4 hours on copywriting and design of your email template. When it came to actually trying to rehash and try something new with your design, and maybe you mocked up something in Figma, for example, actually rebuilding that template in HubSpot was an incredibly time-consuming process. But now, in the future, our AI-powered way will just be a simple prompt that you can prompt HubSpot to actually create a complete branded email for you. When it comes to template design and updating new templates, we'll have the ability to upload any design from any external tool, and we'll transform it into an editable drag-and-drop template for you in about a minute. In terms of personalization, the old way of personalizing your marketing emails were basic tokens like hi first name. We also had smart content, which catered for our one-to-many personalization use case. And smart content has served us well. It may have served you well for a couple of years as well, but it's incredibly tedious to set up, to maintain, and to scale effectively as well. And for those who are looking for more advanced personalization, the more logic code-driven based personalization, it required a lot of technical expertise to set up. And you need to bring in a developer to custom code these programmable email modules to actually send in your marketing emails. But again, the new AI-powered way is moving beyond the concept of one-to-many and focusing in on one-to-one personalization, unique content for every single recipient. And the best thing of all is that this one-to-one personalization requires no coding, just a simple prompt that allows you to create one-to-one content for every recipient at the time of send. Third, email optimization. The old way was random audience targeting that impacts your deliverability. As you're building out your audience, you may try to be filtering it out by how many emails that they opened or didn't open in the past. It was a lot of responsibility to have on your shoulders. It was also complete guesswork in terms of actual send timing of your marketing emails. But again, AI has now paved the way for predictive engagement before hitting send. So we're able to tell you how this email will perform for the audience that you've selected. And it works in real time, so you can change your audience and we'll be able to update that open rate prediction before you actually send. And you'll all probably be very excited to hear a long-standing feature request for a marketing email is send time optimization. And now AI has opened up that door of finally allowing us to send marketing emails at the best time for each individual contact and when they are most likely to open and engage. So for example, Eric, who usually browses his Gmail at 3 p.m, will get sent it then. Sarah, who looks at her inbox at 5 p.m. on the bus home, will get her email sent to her then. And lastly, the old way of email analysis, trying to extract insights and apply learnings to your future sends. In the past, this has been hours spent in spreadsheets analysing performance and manual report building and guessing next steps. The AI-powered way will be instant AI performance summaries and anomaly detection with actionable next steps for your next send. So I'm going to jump into some of the functionality that we now have in HubSpot for AI-powered email. You're probably all pretty familiar with this screen. It's our marketing email homepage. And we have a couple of options now in order to help you get started with your email creation. First, we have the ability to create an email with AI. So say, for example, you are sending out a new product launch email. You can tell us the template that you want to use, whether it's one of the ones that we provide or one of the ones that you've built yourself. And you're able to just quickly provide details of that product, and we'll be able to generate that email for you in a matter of seconds. You'll also be able to upload any PDFs, any docs, anywhere that has more information about that product launch. You can just provide it to us here rather than needing to type everything out again. For those of you who usually go through the cloning route for every next new send, so you just kind of clone the last email that you sent, we also have a solution built here for yourself. So for example, if I have this week 3 newsletter and I want to send out the week 4 newsletter, I now have the option to clone with AI. So again, it's taking the content, the structure, the layout of your last email. You're telling me what the week 4 newsletter should be about, and we'll start inserting that content for you. So it just takes that manual work out of actually creating all new sends. But what about if I want to try a brand new template, a brand new design, rather than using one of the existing ones that either I've built or the HubSpot has provided? Well, we now have AI email template upload, which allows you to upload any external email design into HubSpot, and we will use AI to transform that HTML into a drag and drop template. So I know HTML can be scary. All we need is the file, and we can actually just transform that into a drag and drop email template. So for example, if I was a customer and I was moving from the likes of MailChimp, for example, to HubSpot, I could have a look at this email template that I had spent the time building inside of MailChimp. What I can do is I can export it as HTML before jumping back to HubSpot, and I'm able to just upload this HTML file like so. And you'll get a quick preview of what this will look like, and we're going to click Generate Design to actually then start the recreation process. Now, what's happening here behind the scenes is that Breeze is analysing everything that makes this template a template, from the logo, the colour, the text, the imagery, and it's mapping to all of the elements that we provide in our drag and drop email editor. Time is of the essence today, so I'm going to show you one I just uploaded an hour ago. So as a reminder, here is our OG MailChimp template. And here is the recreation inside of HubSpot, which is pretty incredible. It's captured all of the fundamental elements of the email, the logo, the header, the text, the imagery. And it's even captured the smallest of details, like the image alt text, for example, or the link here that's stored behind this button. And the best thing about this is that this isn't a HTML coded template. You have full editing capabilities here to drag and drop this email as you see fit. So it's a real time saver. You can then just jump in and modify this email before you actually go ahead and send. So that just takes the absolute burden out of email creation with the various different avenues that we have. When it comes to personalization, we now offer AI dynamic email personalization, a brand new wave of hyper-personalization that we're introducing to email, which is one-to-one rather than one-to-many. So here's an example email here. It's an email promoting Inbound 2025, could have been sent about 2 months ago before the actual conference. And you'll see here I have the option to add in AI dynamic text token. Now what a text token here is, when I open it up, rather than the usual way of personalizing emails, you kind of like specify rules, this person should see this person should see that. What happens here is that you just simply provide a prompt to AI, and that prompt can leverage any contact and company property or personalization token. So in this example, for this inbound email, I want to write a very captivating opening paragraph here, because I want them to actually secure their spot and buy tickets. So you can see the prompt I've asked is, write a compelling 2 to 3 sentence opening paragraph encouraging this contact to register for Inbound. Address challenges someone in this job title and this industry would face, and if they've attended Inbound before, reference their past experience and explain what's new this year. And you'll see here that these are all just simple contact properties, and I have access to all of the contact and company properties in my portal. So however you're storing this data, it's available here to pull into the prompt. In the case that we don't have enough information about the contact, like all good personalization tools, we need a fallback. And so if we haven't got enough information to actually create content for them, you can just specify like a fallback value, and this is what we'll show instead. Now you're able to preview it up to 5 different contacts at a time, and you can preview as many times as you so wish. And this is how you kind of go back and forth with the prompt. So you'll be able to see the outputs here from the prompt I've specified. If you want to tweak it slightly, you can then just go back to the prompt, tweak the prompt, test again to see how it all looks. So for example, for Lane here, the challenge of engaging your audience and maximizing impact can feel overwhelming. But at Inbound 2025, you'll discover innovative strategies and insights tailored for the non-profit sector. I would bet if we jumped into Lane's contact record, we would see that she works as a social media manager for a non-profit company. And you'll see here that each of these contacts will have like a personally written paragraph for them based off of the information that we've provided in the prompt. You'll be able to see as well how all of this looks in the normal preview as a contact space. So you'll be able to see what this AI-generated text will look like in the context of the rest of your marketing email, as you can see here. Now, what's really powerful to call out here is that this tool has context of like your brand voice in HubSpot. It is context of the entire marketing email around it. So you don't have to explain that you're sending an inbound registration email. It knows all of that. It just needs to know what this particular paragraph or what this particular section should say. Another example of dynamic personalization, keeping on the inbound buzz, rather than a hyper-personalized opening paragraph, I want to create a recommended sessions paragraph. If anyone has been to Inbound before, there's hundreds of sessions and workshops and various different events over the few days, and it can be overwhelming to understand what you should go to and what we should be recommending each individual contact. So again, similarly here in my prompt, I've asked based on their job title, their industry, and their areas of interest. Now, their areas of interest was just a simple custom contact property. I added it to a form field, so when someone was registering interest, they could just specify whether they're interested in AI or marketing or agents or keynotes. And I'll be able to use that context here for the actual session recommendation. I then just provided all of the sessions that I want to the tool to pick from. And again, I can test here to see what this will look like for each of my contacts. So this will just take a quick second. Cool. So again, we've Lane. Lane has been suggested marketing in an AI era. This session dives into how AI is reshaping marketing strategies, perfect for a social media manager, personalization at scale, creative guide to AI agents. And again, all of these sessions would be very, very relevant for someone who works in social media marketing for the nonprofit. We have Ellis. Again, she kind of focuses in on marketing. We have Kerry down here. I'm assuming Kerry's working in sales, just from like the go-to-market engine session. She was recommended the founder-led sales session and the creative guide to AI agents. So again, when this email is sent, every single person will get a unique set of 3 sessions. And I've asked the tool here at the very bottom to explain why it is relevant to their role in industry. So not only is it giving a session, it's explaining why this would be important for each of these contacts. So this is true hyper-personalization one-to-one at scale. You would have needed 1,000 marketers to achieve this level of personalization in the past. But now that I've my email created, I have my email personalized, how can I optimize it for its optimal engagement? Well, now when I'm choosing my email audience, I have my event invite list here. I have 3 new options to choose from. I can choose whether I want to maximize the reach of this marketing email or to maximize its engagement. And what I mean by that is, am I targeting everyone in this mailing list, or am I hoping for a higher engagement? Am I trying to improve my sender deliverability score? Am I trying to increase my open rate, my click-through rate with this particular send? And you have a couple of different options. So you can maximize reach, so that is essentially sending to all in the mailing list. You can prioritize open rate, which will remove all of the unengaged or those who are unlikely to actually open this email, or you can select the middle option, which kind of meets somewhere in the middle. And you'll see that on each of these options, we will give you a predicted open rate based off of that suppression. And we are incredibly proud about how accurate this open rate turns out to be. So you could see here, if I was to select this option and prioritize my most engaged contacts, this email send would increase by 13%, the open rate. You're also able to then quickly review any contacts who would be removed as part of the suppression. So this is usually where you go to see if we're removing contacts, if they're not subscribed, or if they're not marketing contacts, or if they don't have a valid email address. We just have a new reason now if they've been removed for optimization based on your selection on the engagement optimizer. But now that we're targeting the right people, we also have the ability to send for each individual contact. So rather than just the basic options of send now and schedule for later, you have the ability to optimize each send time for every contact. You can just give us a time period. You want us to send this email within the next 24 hours, 48 hours, and within that 48-hour period, we will pick the best time for each contact and send the email to them then. And then post-send, after all of this hard work, we even take more work off your shoulders. Now, rather than needing to export all of this into a spreadsheet and start to analyze all of this data, or to go funneling through all of these post-send reports, there's a new option here at the top to summarize the performance of this particular email. And if you want to ask any particular questions, you're able to chat with Breeze Assistant here, is able to fetch and pull more insights based off the question that you ask. And that is AI-powered email in a nutshell. You're able to now create emails much faster with our AI email creation and AI email template upload, both at the Marketing Hub professional level. You're able to personalize on a one-to-one basis at scale with AI dynamic email personalization. That's at Marketing Hub Enterprise. In terms of optimization, you have the new email engagement optimizer at Marketing Hub Pro. You have send time optimization at Marketing Hub Enterprise. And when it comes to analyze, you have your AI summary insights and your performance anomaly detection. And they're sitting at Pro Plus as well. If you'd like to learn more about all of these features, we have a dedicated landing page on the HubSpot website, AI-powered email. Just search AI-powered email HubSpot, you'll land here, and there's tutorials, knowledge-based articles, more information about each of those features I've just discussed. We also have a dedicated HubSpot Academy tutorial on this as well, around AI-powered email, if you'd like to see these features in action as well. And thank you all so much. A quick fire round of AI-powered email, but really appreciate it. My email address is mmarkey@hubspot.com. So if you have any questions, any feedback on any of these tools, or in marketing email in general, please do let me know. I'd love to hear it. And thank you all so much. Does anyone have any questions? Yes. It does, yes. All of these functionality would be available for regular automated transactional emails, yes. Yeah.
So for the personalized send time feature,
yes.
How does it work for newly uploaded content? Because I imagine it works based on the data that you have uploaded already.
Great question. Yes, so the send time optimization is looking at previous email engagement. So we have no engagement with that contact. Basically, in that time period that you specify, we'll choose a random selection at that time period. And then as you start to send to that contact more, we'll get more insights, and they'll be able to then optimize the send time moving forward.
I see that feature is in beta. Do we have a time that will roll out?
Yes, hopefully will be rolled out over the next couple of months. If anyone does want access, you'll be able to request it in the product updates part of your portal. So send time optimization in the product updates, and you'll be able to request access there and access for your tool. Yes. Yes.
If you have varying levels of information for the contact record,
Mm-hmm.
how does it then optimize?
Yeah, great question. So at the moment, when you add in all of those different properties, so say you're adding in their location, their industry, their job title, we are at the moment requiring each of those fields in order for us to generate the personalized content. We want to make sure that they have an industry, that they have a location, that they have the job title. We thought that was the safest approach at the moment. Otherwise, it could just lead to a half-baked personalized response if it's not truly accurate. In those cases where someone doesn't have a location or job title, etc., they'll just see the fallback that you specified instead. So they'll be able to see. They have to be popular at the moment. It is interesting. We've heard about maybe selecting which ones are mandatory, which ones are suggested. And I think it's great that it's come up again. But at the moment, if everyone doesn't have all of the fields in the prompt specified, we'll just show them the fallback value. Only those who have all of the information required will actually get personalized content. Yeah. Yes.
You had target audience in one of your things. Is that a property, or is that somewhere in the background you defined your brand audience or persona?
Was this for the engagement optimization tool?
The AI email gen, I think it was extend to target email, target audience if they were interested in something.
Oh, if you have tags on them, as in, I'm interested in runners rather than boots. Do you know, like if you have
Yes.
tags on.
So if there's like fields like that, any kind of custom property you can pull into like the personalization tool. So if you had a property,
That is you think that's a custom property then?
any kind of custom property, yeah, any kind of custom property that you want to create. A big use case we're seeing is you have a form. That form has like particular form fields, and then the answers in those form fields kind of like are fed into the prompt then, so you're getting like a personalized response. Yeah.
How well does it work with massive lists? As in, if you have, say, a list of 7,000, 10,000, it's very hard to personalize that because it can be across many industries, sectors, subsectors. How do you go about that?
Yeah, great question. I think when you're building your prompt, we're like encouraging you to select the most random group of contacts that are across industries, across locations, so that you're getting a flavor of the personalized output for each. You can preview with as many different contacts as you want. Not probably realistic to preview for 6,000, 7,000. And I think you'll start to see patterns and feels for the actual outputs that you're getting. For the first time as well, with regards to this tool, you'll be actually able to see what was sent to each contact on the contact record, which is not what we've done before with marketing email. You just kind of get like a generic post send page. But if you navigate to the contact record after using this tool, you'll be able to see exactly what was sent to them. It'll be available to be shown there for a handful of weeks. Yeah.
Sorry, just on the copy, is that localized to the country? Because I noticed some of it was like US language, like they said, instead of
Yeah, great question. So the way that we will generate the content is based off of the language selection in the email. So if you're like English, United States, that's where the output will be put in. If the language of your email is set in French, it will return the outputs in French. So
Can that be part of your prompt when you prepare the prompt? Say, ensure British English spelling. Can you do that?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the prompt is like fully yours to control, and you're able to preview and test correctly. But yeah, you absolutely could. What we're doing by default is just fetching the language that the email is set in. It would be interesting to like dynamically personalize per like a language property, but what we found is that like in reality, then the rest of the email would be in a single language, and this personalized piece of text would be in other languages, if that makes sense. So we're just going with the level of the email language for now.
More questions?
Perfect. My email address will be shared around in any case if anyone does have any questions. Thanks so much, everyone, for the time. Yeah. One more.
AI dynamic text.
Yes.
Is that available in beta now?
It is indeed, yes. You're able to request access via the product updates page. Yeah, so everything here, although we're like talking about AI-powered email, each of these features are like separate rollouts. So you have like your AI email creation, your dynamic personalization, your engagement optimization, send time optimization. So each will be listed individually on the product updates page under the marketing email umbrella. So you can just filter by marketing email.